But first at 8, Hurricane Elsa, the former tropical storm, has regained hurricane strength as it sits about 100 miles southwest of Tampa Bay, Florida. This is video from just about an hour ago before it got dark along the Tampa Bay coast. The storm has maximized sustained winds going 75 miles per hour, making it a Category 1 hurricane. Florida's governor has issued a state of emergency for 33 counties near the coast so far. It's expected to make landfall in the state by tomorrow morning. Thank you for joining me at 8. I'm Jessica Porter. Right now, Colorado is not looking to strike out. The MLB All-Star Game is 1 week away, but there are still severe staffing shortages at hotels and restaurants across Denver. As Denver7's Russell Haythorne shows us, with those lingering COVID labor shortages, hotels have an urgent message for anyone who wants a job. We're hiring now.
Inside the Sheraton downtown,
the city's going to be really busy.
The newly renovated lobby welcomes you to an all-star experience. And Assistant Director of Human Resources Evan Flood says the crowds are certainly back.
It's called revenge travel. And people have not been traveling for a really long time, so they are really anxious to get out there.
But behind the scenes, Flood says it's a bit of a scramble to keep up.
Now we're doing a quick hire buyout labor process just for the next 10 to 14 days for people to come and help us out during the All-Star Game.
The Sheraton and so many other hotels and restaurants downtown are severely understaffed.
People are coming back and travel is back.
The brand new Raleigh Hotel is also hiring.
We are definitely hiring. We have the same struggle that everyone else is facing.
General Manager Tiffany Owen says despite staffing shortages, they'll be ready no matter what.
We have an amazing team, thank goodness, working very hard here to fill the gaps.
Across the street,
I just started here at Jackson's Lodo.
Amber Estes is a cook at Jackson's Bar and Grill, and she echoes the sentiments of her hotel counterparts.
We're still trying to fill from that COVID loss. Anybody who's cooking experience, bartend, dishwash, stop on by, drop off a resume, and the management team will take care of it from there.
Back at the Sheraton,
anybody can come by the hotel.
They're hiring all this week. Just stop by tomorrow or Thursday for an interview at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., or 3 p.m. No appointment necessary.
To get back to where we were, we're hiring around 150 to 200 additional associates. We have a lot of positions available for folks who don't have experience.
So along with the huge all-star banners like this one outside the Sheraton in downtown, the "We're hiring" signs loom large at many hotels as well. The Sheraton, for one, says as long as you're a hard worker and you show up for your interview, you'll likely get a job. We're in downtown tonight. Russell Haythorne, Denver7.
Russell, thank you. And I wanted to give you a more in-depth look at the labor shortage. There are a record 9.3 million job openings in America. And it seems like every industry, from drivers, police officers, firefighters, and of course hospitality, are seeing a need for workers. Mac Klaus, a professor of finance at the University of Denver, tells me many workers simply found other jobs where they can work from home. Others had to leave the country during the pandemic because of visa issues. And of course, there are those choosing to stay on unemployment because of the extra $300 in federal assistance. He says employers are paying more and giving bonuses to entice workers.
It's going to increase the prices that we pay for the goods and services that those people have been hired to produce.
Now, Klaus says overall, the economy is on track to rebound quickly. But if we are looking at long-term growth, employers may be forced to make changes.
We need to get better training for employees. We need to get people who have the skills that we need. For example, the airlines don't have enough pilots right now. That isn't something that you can just snap your fingers and have more trained pilots.
Now, economists have their eye on September to see if the worker shortage improves. That's when schools and daycares fully reopen, and more importantly, that extra $300 in federal unemployment ends. But those still needing their unemployment checks are struggling to get them. We continue to hear from viewers who are having problems with the ID.me verification system, which was put in place to combat unemployment fraud. Viewer Laura Winsett reached out to us because she has been unable to verify her identity for weeks.
The attempts to identify or verify myself have been, it's like hitting a brick wall each time because they want certain types of documentation. However, today
After we contacted the state, they helped Winsett schedule an in-person appointment to get it all sorted out. You can also get an in-person appointment as well. Just visit the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment to secure a time. Even with labor shortages across airports and airlines, people were back traveling this 4th of July weekend. New numbers from the TSA say agents screened more than 10 million people at airports across the country between July 1st and July 5th. Some of those days, both Thursday and Friday, actually saw numbers that were bigger than 2019, back before the pandemic. But those labor shortages still had an impact. More than 4,000 flights in the U.S. were delayed or canceled yesterday. The craft brewing industry is big in Colorado, but a majority of brewers are men. In fact, more than 77% of owners around the country are men, according to the Brewers Association. That's why reporter Michelle London is showing us how one organization is working to change that statistic and bring more women into the beer scene.
Unique lager blends on tap to end a long workday.
A little sassy.
Part of what draws customers in to Lady Justice Brewery.
We run the range. Right now we have a really fun Pride beers, our seltzer or our sour beer. We tend to do pale ales.
Betsy Lay,
our boiled kettle.
owner and head brewer, says it's the welcoming and inclusive atmosphere that keeps the regulars coming back. But pouring into the community is its main mission.
We donate a majority of our profits over cost to nonprofits in Colorado that work with women and girls.
The brew barrels inside, named after 7 Lady Supreme Court justices.
And then these 2 are named after our moms.
Just one clue of what sets this brewery apart from the rest.
We're also all female owned, female founded.
Betsy makes up 1/3 of this women-owned crew here in Denver. A huge breakthrough in the craft beer industry with surprisingly low statistics.
We learned very quickly that us existing as a female-owned, female-brewed company was actually really important to a lot of people. We had no idea.
There's still a lot more representation than there was at one point, but we're still, would say for sure, underrepresented.
International nonprofit Pink Boots Society makes it its mission to change that, and it's working. Over the year, they've provided almost 80 $2,800 scholarships to aspiring female brewers nationwide. The reason Emily Stewart Masqua, senior brewer at Blue Moon, recognized the benefit Pink Boots Society can make in cities across the country.
Creating space and where females are able to freely express themselves, maybe in an environment that they don't necessarily get at their normal jobs.
With their boots to the ground approach, they raise scholarship money through fundraisers, helping to provide startup money and coaching, all things that wouldn't be affordable on a brewer's salary.
They know how important offering these scholarships to people who normally wouldn't have access to these things.
Currently at more than 2,400 members strong, Pink Boots offers that access to women brewers in 32 different countries, including the U.S. with chapters in all of these states. A scholarship from the Pink Boots Society is exactly what helped Betsy and her team open doors to Lady Justice back in 2020. She's hoping her brew pub will inspire other young women to join Pink Boots.
Being able to show people that, women know how to brew, women know how to run businesses, women can be successful at this, and we can do it in a way that gives back to our community.
So younger women aspiring to join the industry will be equipped with resources to brew long term.
That was Michelle London reporting. If you're an inspiring brewer in need of financial help, you can find information through the pinkbootssociety.org homepage.